Welcome back, friends. In this video we're going to have an introduction to HTML. So what is HTML? Well, basically HTML is the standard language for creating web pages. It basically stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. It describes the structure of web pages. It consists of series of elements. Element tells the browser how to display the content of a web page, and element label pieces of content such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, and this is a link. So therefore HTML is the building block of every web pages. We use HTML element, which includes opening and closing tags, to build a website from scratch. So enough with talking, let's actually go ahead and start exemplifying our HTML document. Let me actually go ahead and get rid of this intro text. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start by creating our HTML boilerplate structure. So we can create it in a number of ways. We can either create it by pressing exclamation mark like so and then hitting enter. As you can see, we have our HTML structure, or we can go ahead and create it using HTML:5, meaning HTML version 5. We're trying to create a boilerplate structure of HTML version 5. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter. As you can see, we have exact same thing. Alright, so the doctype HTML declaration right here defines that this document is an HTML5 document. And the HTML element right here, as you can see, this is called an HTML element because it has both opening and closing tag right here. As you can see, it's the same name, they're sharing the same name, but the second one has a / before the name. So this is basically the opening tag and this is the closing tag, and it is called an HTML element because it is defined by a start tag and some content inside of it. As you can see, we have the body and the head inside of our HTML element right here. So basically an HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an ending tag. And right here within our HTML tag we have an attribute. An attribute basically adds additional information about our HTML element. So here we are simply choosing our preferred language for our page, which is English. So we say lan is equals to en, which stands for English. Now we're going to move to the head element right here. As you can see, the head element has a start tag and also an ending tag and some content inside the meta information. So basically the head element contains the meta information about the HTML page. As you can see right here, we have a meta tag with a character set attribute set to UTF-8. The viewport method tag right here helps in creating a responsive designs, responsive web pages. And then after that we have the title element right here. The title element specified a title for the HTML page, which is shown in the browser's title bar or in the page tab. Alright, now we're going to move to the body element right here. The body elements define the document's body, and it is a container for all the visible content such as headings, paragraphs, image, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. Alright, so that's all about the HTML boilerplate explanation. Now let's go ahead and run our HTML document on our browser. Now we're going to go ahead and first of all save our changes. Alright, let me actually close this welcome window. Now let's come over here to file, save. As you can see, now our file is saved, and now we can run our HTML document in a number of ways. We can either navigate to our project folder right here. Let me minimize this, which is right here, HTML practice. As you can see, we have our HTML document index.html. We can double click that to open with our favorite browser. As you can see, now we have an empty web page with nothing added to it, or we can simply go ahead and run it with our live server extension, which will be much better. So let's actually go ahead and minimize this. We can come over here. Now you can simply come over here to our extension tab and search for an extension called live server, something like this. And as you can see right here, you're going to want to click on that, and for you, you're going to see installed. So you're going to want to go ahead and click the install button to install live server extension on your Visual Studio Code. So go ahead and do that. And if you want to have this styling this icons that shows next to our document name, something like this HTML5 logo, you can go ahead and download this extension, material icon. So this extension right here, you go ahead and install it, and you're gonna have your document styled with their logos, just like you are seeing here. For HTML document, it went ahead and add a HTML5 logo next to it, which is very cool. So if you want that on your Visual Studio as well, go ahead and install this extension, material icon theme, and you will have exact same styling as you are seeing on my Visual Studio right here. So that's it for that. Now after installing Live Server extension on your Visual Studio Code, alright, you can simply come over here and right click and say open with Live Server, or come over here, you're gonna see this icon go live right here. So you're gonna go ahead and click on that, and as you can see, you are live on this port. Alright, so this is better than opening the document from our folder, because any changes that we made in our HTML code will be reflected right here in real time. So we don't need to be refreshing our page all the time when we make any changes. So let's go ahead and close this. Now I'm going to go ahead and minimize this to the side like so, and this one as well to the side. Okay, something like this, and I think this will be much better. Let's close this. Alright, let's go ahead and close this Explorer. Alright, so to get rid of this overflow, we can simply come over here to File, View, Word Wrap. As you can see, the overflow is gone. So now first of all, we're going to go ahead and start with this title. The title right here reflects the title of our page right here. So let's actually go ahead and start by changing our title to HTML Practice. Like so. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Ctrl S to save. As you can see, our title, our page title has changed now to HTML Practice. And as I've mentioned earlier right here, the body element right here defines the document's body, and it is a container for all the visible content such as the heading, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, etc. So now we're going to go ahead and add some content to our body element right here. So let me expand this to get more room. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and say welcome to my page, something like this. Now let's go ahead and save it, Ctrl S. As you can see, now some content start appearing in our body of our page. Yay, this is our web page. Our first website is created successfully, and it says welcome to my page. Alright, let's go ahead and add some more text. I am glad to have you here. Let's go ahead and now save our file, Ctrl S. As you can see, welcome to my page. I am glad to have you here. Alright, so friend, as you can see, the purpose of the web browser right here is to read the HTML document and display them correctly. A browser does not display the HTML tag, but uses them to determine how to display the document. As you can see right here, we are wrapping our page title within the title page, but right here we're not getting the title tag, but rather only the text HTML Practice. And you should also take note, the content inside the body section right here will be displayed in a browser, while the content in the title element right here will be shown in the browser's title bar or in the browser's page tab, which is right here as you can see. Alright, so friend, that will be it for this video. I hope everything is clear to you, and I will see you in the next one.